Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Sure, here's an expanded version of that section. Too many of us spend our lives trying to keep everyone happy. We say yes when we want to say no. We shrink ourselves to avoid confrontation. We put other people's needs, opinions, and emotions above our own because we fear being disliked, rejected, or judged. But let me ask you, at what cost? How much of yourself are you willing to sacrifice just to make others comfortable? How long will you trade your authenticity for acceptance? There is a powerful truth that many people refuse to acknowledge. The more you seek approval, the more you lose yourself. When your self-worth depends on how others see you, you give them control over your emotions, your decisions, and your future. You hand over the steering wheel of your life to people who are too busy driving their own. And the moment you do that, you stop living for yourself. You become a reflection of everyone else's expectations, moving through life with the silent, aching feeling that you are meant for more. But listen, if you are constantly worried about pleasing others, you will never have the time, energy, or focus to build the life you truly want. People-pleasing is a form of self-betrayal. Every time you suppress your desires, silence your voice, or agree to something that doesn't align with who you are, you reinforce the belief that your own needs don't matter. You train yourself to believe that the comfort of others is more important than your own growth. And that is a dangerous mindset because it keeps you stuck in a cycle of seeking validation instead of pursuing your highest potential. If you want to take control of your life, you must break free from this pattern. It starts with a shift in perspective. You are not responsible for how others feel about you. Let that sink in. You are not responsible for making everyone comfortable. You are not responsible for adjusting yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. Your only responsibility is to be true to yourself, to honor your path, and to live in alignment with your purpose. The truth is, not everyone will understand your choices. Not everyone will support your growth. Some people will resist your change because they benefited from your silence, from your willingness to always say yes, from your habit of putting yourself last. And when you start choosing yourself, setting boundaries, and stepping into your power, some people will be uncomfortable. They may guilt you, label you as selfish, or try to pull you back into old patterns. But you must stand firm. You must remind yourself that saying no to others is often saying yes to yourself, and that is not selfish, that is necessary. This journey requires courage. It requires you to let go of the need for approval and start trusting yourself. Ask yourself, who are you when no one else is watching? What do you truly want? What kind of life do you desire to create? These are the questions that should shape your decisions, not the opinions of people who will never live your life for you. Every time you choose yourself, you reclaim your power. Every time you honor your truth, you strengthen your confidence. And every time you walk away from people and situations that do not align with your highest self, you create space for something greater. You were not put on this earth to be a background character in someone else's story. You are here to lead, to create, to expand. And you cannot do that if you are constantly seeking permission to be yourself. Stop waiting for validation. Stop apologizing for your boundaries. Stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. This is your life. Own it. Energy is currency. Where are you spending it? Every single day, you wake up with a limited amount of energy. Think of it like a bank account. Every thought you have, every decision you make, every person you interact with is either an investment or a withdrawal. The question is, are you spending your energy wisely, or are you leaking it on things that drain you? Most people go through life completely unaware of where their energy is going. They waste it on things that don't serve them, on endless scrolling through social media, on toxic relationships that bring nothing but stress, on worrying about things they can't control, on replaying past mistakes, and on constantly seeking validation from others. If your energy is being scattered in all these directions, how can you possibly have enough left to create the life you desire? You have to understand that your energy is your most valuable resource. You can always make more money, but you can't get back wasted energy. The real reason so many people feel exhausted, unfulfilled, and stuck in life isn't because they don't have potential. It's because they are spending their energy in all the wrong places. They're reacting to life instead of intentionally directing their energy towards something meaningful. And if you don't take control of your energy, someone else will. So let's take a hard look at where your energy is going. Start by asking yourself, what drains you? Who drains you? What habits are keeping you stuck? When you finish a conversation or spend time doing a certain activity, do you feel energized or depleted? If something consistently leaves you feeling drained, that's a sign it's taking more from you than it's giving. And if you continue to allow it, you're sacrificing your power, your focus, and your ability to create the life you truly want. One of the biggest energy leaks is constantly engaging in negative emotions, stress, resentment, fear, self-doubt. Every time you dwell on something that went wrong, every time you replay an argument in your head, every time you beat yourself up for not being enough, you are making massive withdrawals from your energy bank. This is why so many people feel exhausted, not from doing too much, but from overthinking, overworrying, and overgiving to things that don't align with their growth. But here's the good news. You have the power to redirect your energy. Just like you can choose where to invest your money, you can choose where to invest your energy. And the first step is setting boundaries. Not just with others, but with yourself. Boundaries are not about cutting people off or avoiding responsibilities. They're about protecting your energy so that you can use it to build something greater. Start eliminating what drains you. Say no to people who only take and never give. Walk away from situations that don't serve your highest self. Stop engaging in conversations that lead nowhere. Stop giving your attention to things that pull you into negativity. Your focus is like a magnifying glass. Whatever you give it to will grow. If you focus on problems, they expand. If you focus on possibilities, they expand. If you focus on your vision, it becomes your reality. Instead of wasting energy on things you can't control, start directing it toward what truly matters. Pour your energy into learning, into creating, into building something meaningful. Invest in relationships that uplift you. Spend time in environments that inspire you. Protect your mind like you would protect a sacred space, because that's exactly what it is. Your energy determines your future. If you continue spending it on distractions, drama, and doubt, you will stay stuck. But if you start investing it in your growth, your vision, your dreams, you will transform your life in ways you never imagined. The choice is yours. Where will you spend your energy today? Set boundaries. Your future depends on it. If you want to take control of your life, you must learn to set boundaries. Without them, you will be pulled in every direction, drained by other people's expectations, and left with nothing for yourself. Boundaries are not walls that keep people out. They are guidelines that protect your energy, your peace, and your future. They define what is acceptable and what is not. They remind you and others that your time, emotions, and mental well-being are valuable. The reason so many people struggle with boundaries is because they fear rejection. They worry that if they say no, people will get upset, relationships will suffer, or they will be seen as selfish. But let's be clear, setting boundaries is not selfish. It is necessary. Without boundaries, you are allowing others to dictate your life. You are saying your needs are more important than mine. And over time, this leads to exhaustion, frustration, and even resentment. Think about this. If you keep saying yes to things that don't serve you, what are you saying no to? Every time you agree to something that drains you, you are taking away time and energy from the things that truly matter. Your goals, your happiness, your personal growth. If you do not set boundaries, you will spend your life reacting to the demands of others instead of creating the future you desire. Setting boundaries starts with clarity. You must first understand what you are willing to tolerate and what you are not. What are the things that constantly leave you feeling drained, anxious, or unfulfilled? Who are the people that take more than they give? What situations make you feel like you are betraying yourself? These are the areas where boundaries are needed most. Once you have clarity, the next step is communication. Many people assume that others should just know their limits, but that's not how it works. You have to clearly express your boundaries, not in anger, but with confidence. You don't have to explain yourself, justify your decisions, or apologize for protecting your energy. A simple, I can't commit to that, or that doesn't work for me is enough. You are not responsible for how others react to your boundaries. Their feelings are theirs to manage. Your job is to stay true to yourself. And yes, some people will resist your boundaries, especially those who benefited from your lack of them. They may call you distant, difficult, or selfish. They may try to guilt trip you or manipulate you into changing your mind. But remember this: anyone who gets angry at your boundaries was only comfortable taking advantage of you. True relationships, ones built on mutual respect, will honor your limits, not challenge them. Boundaries are also about self discipline. It's not just about saying no to others. It's about saying no to your old habits, distractions, and self sabotaging behaviors. You need boundaries with your time. Stop overcommitting. Stop procrastinating. Stop filling your days with meaningless distractions. You need boundaries with your emotions. Stop carrying other people's problems as if they are your own. Stop letting guilt control your decisions. Stop over explaining yourself to people who don't value your time. When you start setting boundaries, something incredible happens. You reclaim your power. You stop living for other people's approval. You stop feeling exhausted and overextended. You start prioritizing your well being, your dreams, and your peace. And the more you do this, the more your confidence grows. You begin to realize that you were not here to be everything to everyone. You are here to be fully yourself. Your future depends on the boundaries you set today. Will you continue giving your energy away without limits, or will you take control of your life? The choice is yours. Rewire your life from victim to creator. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, but for most people, it is also the biggest obstacle. The way you think determines the reality you experience. If you see yourself as a victim, if you believe that life is happening to you instead of because of you, you will continue to feel powerless, stuck, and at the mercy of circumstances. But the moment you decide to shift from victim to creator, you step into your power, you take responsibility for your life, and you begin shaping your reality instead of merely reacting to it. The victim mindset is subtle, and it can disguise itself as logic, self-pity, or even justification. It sounds like, nothing ever works out for me. I can't change because of my past. People always take advantage of me, and I'm just unlucky. Life is unfair. If any of these thoughts feel familiar, understand that they are not facts. They are deeply ingrained patterns that your mind has repeated so often that they feel like the truth. But they are simply programs that you can change. Your brain is designed to reinforce whatever you repeatedly tell it. If you constantly focus on struggle, failure, and limitations, your brain will continue to find proof of those things. But if you start feeding your mind new instructions, thoughts of strength, possibility, and resilience, you will begin to rewire your brain for a new reality. This is not just motivational talk, it is neuroscience. Your thoughts create neural pathways, and the more you focus on something, the stronger those pathways become. That means if you've spent years believing you are a victim, your brain has built a strong neural network to support that belief. But just like a muscle, you can weaken that network by starving it of attention and building a new one in its place. So, how do you shift from victim to creator? It starts with awareness. You must become conscious of your thoughts. Pay attention to the stories you tell yourself. Are they empowering or limiting? Are they based on your highest potential or your deepest fears? The moment you catch yourself in a victim thought, pause, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this absolutely true? Or is this just a habit? More often than not, you will realize that it is just a story you've repeated for so long that it feels real. The next step is to take responsibility. This is where most people struggle because it is easier to blame circumstances, people, or the past than to accept that we are the common denominator in our own lives. But responsibility is not about blaming yourself. It is about reclaiming your power. It means recognizing that while you may not control everything that happens, you do control how you respond, how you grow, and what you create next. The moment you take responsibility for your life, you shift into the creator mindset. You stop looking for excuses and you start looking for solutions. You stop focusing on what's missing and you start focusing on what's possible. Then you must begin feeding your mind the right information: visualization, affirmations, meditation. These are not just practices, they are tools for rewiring your subconscious. Spend time every day visualizing the future you want. Speak words that align with your highest self. Surround yourself with people and environments that reinforce your growth. because whatever you feed your mind daily will become your reality. Transformation does not happen overnight, but it happens the moment you decide to take control. You are not powerless. You are not a victim. You are the creator of your life, and your future is shaped by the thoughts you choose today. So, what will you choose? Break free from the past, step into the unknown. Your past is a story, a collection of experiences, emotions, and memories that have shaped you into who you are today. But the question is, are you allowing your past to define you, or are you using it as a stepping stone to become something greater? Too many people live their lives trapped by their past, replaying old failures, reliving painful moments, and identifying with outdated versions of themselves. They hold on to old emotions, guilt, shame, regret, resentment, without realizing that these emotions are chains keeping them tied to a reality they no longer need to live in. If you want to create a new future, you must be willing to let go of the past. You cannot step into the unknown while clinging to what is familiar. The mind is designed to keep you safe, to keep you within the comfort of what it knows. This is why change feels uncomfortable. This is why the unknown feels scary. But ask yourself this: has holding on to the past brought you happiness? Has reliving old pain ever moved you forward? Has staying in the comfort of the familiar ever given you the life you truly desire? The truth is, your past is only real because you keep giving it power. Every time you revisit painful memories, you reignite the same chemical reactions in your body. Your brain doesn't know the difference between something happening now and something you are remembering. It reacts the same way. This means that when you relive a negative experience, you are keeping it alive in the present moment. You are reinforcing old neural pathways, strengthening old emotional patterns, and recreating the same reality over and over again. But here's the good news: you are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not the person who was hurt, betrayed, or abandoned. You are not your failures. You are something far greater. You are the creator of your life, and at any moment, you have the power to rewrite your story. But to do that, you must be willing to step into the unknown. The unknown is where growth happens. It is where transformation occurs. It is where you discover your true potential. But stepping into the unknown requires trust. Trust in yourself, trust in your vision, and trust that life will support you when you take that leap. It means letting go of the need for control. It means surrendering the idea that you must have everything figured out before you move forward. It means embracing uncertainty, knowing that on the other side of discomfort is the life you've been waiting for. So, how do you break free from the past? First, you must stop identifying with it. Stop telling the same old story. Stop using your past as an excuse for why you can't change. The more you talk about what happened, the more you reinforce it in your subconscious. Instead, start telling a new story. Speak about where you are going, not where you've been. Focus on the future you are creating, not the past you are escaping. Second, release old emotions. If you are carrying pain, anger, or regret, it is time to let it go. You cannot step into a new reality while holding on to old wounds. Forgiveness is not about excusing what happened. It is about freeing yourself from the burden of it. It is about choosing peace over pain, freedom over attachment. Finally, take action. The only way to step into the unknown is to move forward. Make new choices, do things you've never done, take risks, get uncomfortable. Trust that even if you don't have all the answers, you are being guided. Life rewards those who are willing to take the first step, even when they cannot see the whole path. Your past is a lesson, not a life sentence. You do not have to stay where you've been. You do not have to repeat the same patterns. You are free to create something new. But to do that, you must release what no longer serves you and have the courage to step into the unknown. The future is waiting. Will you step into it? Take control. It's your time now. There comes a moment in life when you have to decide, are you going to continue living on autopilot, letting circumstances dictate your future, or are you going to take control and shape your destiny? Too many people spend their lives waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for permission, waiting for someone to save them, waiting until they feel ready. But here's the truth. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you the life you desire. If you want change, if you want success, if you want freedom, you have to take control. But control begins in the mind. Everything you experience, every success, every failure, every opportunity, every limitation is a reflection of your internal world. If you believe life is against you, you will always find proof of that. If you believe you are powerless, you will live as though you are. But if you shift your mindset, if you decide that you are in charge of your future, everything changes. The moment you take responsibility for your life, you reclaim your power. You stop blaming the past, stop making excuses, stop waiting, and start doing. The problem is, most people fear taking control because it also means taking responsibility. It means admitting that they are the reason they are stuck. It means accepting that their habits, their choices, and their mindset have created their current reality. And that can be uncomfortable. But discomfort is a small price to pay for transformation. When you own your choices, you also own your ability to change them. When you stop playing the victim, you step into the role of the creator. So where do you start? First, stop giving your energy to things you cannot control. Worrying about the opinions of others, dwelling on the past, blaming circumstances. None of these things serve you. Instead, shift your focus to what you can control. Your thoughts, your actions, your habits, your reactions. This is where your power lies. Next, set clear intentions. What do you want? Not what society wants for you, not what your family expects, but what you truly desire. Get specific, visualize it, feel it. The more clarity you have, the easier it is to align your actions with your vision. Because when you are unclear about what you want, you will drift, allowing life to push you in whatever direction it pleases. Then take action, not tomorrow, not next week, now. You don't need all the answers to begin. You don't need to feel 100% ready. Just start. Too many people get stuck in the trap of overthinking, analyzing every possible outcome, waiting until they feel motivated. But motivation is fleeting. It comes after you start moving, not before. The key is to build momentum. Take one step, then another, and another. Progress, not perfection, is what leads to transformation. And finally, protect your energy. Surround yourself with people who push you forward, not those who hold you back. Cut out distractions. Set boundaries. Stop engaging in negativity. Your energy is your most valuable asset. Use it wisely. Every thought, every decision, every interaction is either fueling your growth or draining your potential. Choose wisely. This is your life. No one else is going to create it for you. No one else is responsible for your happiness, your success, your dreams. It's all on you. And that is not a burden. It is the greatest power you will ever have. So stop waiting, stop hesitating, stop living in fear. Take control. The time is now. Your future is in your hands. What will you do with it?